Take 99. Today I'm going to talk about my Mastro banjo. I've had this over for a year and I've never cleaned it up until now. Here's the cardboard case, both handles intact. So it's not been to very many gigs, which I can't imagine a plastic banjo not being taken to very many gigs. Can you? I would have much rather have played or paid the $1 clearance price for this than I think I paid $40. But originally it looked like they had this at $3.88 and they clearance priced it at $1. I think I paid about $40 and that was shipped, which I didn't think was too bad for the addition to my collection. And here's the banjo itself, after being all cleaned up, taken apart and cleaned up, and I'll give you a tour. You can see it kind of has this Art Deco theme on the headstock, and it carries that down to the other gold color rings. So it says Mastro Banjo Ukulele Standard Tuning, and underneath that perhaps you can see it's stamped in the plastic or molded in the plastic, made in USA. So as we go down the fingerboard, you can see there's the fret marker. There are rings, they're not dots, they're actually little circles, which I think are kind of cool. Another thing to point out with the original strings, you can see there's a green, yellow, blue, and red string, which is one reason why I wanted to keep the originals. They look kind of cool. I'm guessing they're probably nylon. So here you can see the head plate has 8 screws in it, and now I'll just discuss the artwork a little bit on the front. Some models, and it might have been the Emily brand, had what could be considered now as a racist artwork because it had Al Jolson style blackface on it. This doesn't necessarily have that. In the middle here, there's one that could be blackface. Actually, there's a flat top haircut, and I really think this was meant to be collegiate because you kind of have a hootenanny theme going on here. You got cowboys on each side of the bridge, you got a Dixieland band, and you have a Yale cheerleader over here. You got some jitterbug dancers, and you got a cotillion and a steamboat and a canoe serenade. So I think it's really aimed at kind of that kind of a feel. You can see the 8 screws. You can see where the strings go into the plate there. And there's the bottom ring plate, and I don't know if you'll be able to see the kind of Art Deco design kind of in the bottom of that. Also has a kind of a design on the top plate. Now I was nervous about taking this apart because I didn't know if the screws themselves threaded into the plastic ring or what was holding it together, and so it's taken me a year of laziness and procrastination to get to it. But as I loosened the screws, I could hear nuts drop into that bottom plate, so I knew I was going to have to take it apart in order to assemble it again. And the back plate is made of it's plastic and it snaps on, and sometimes it resists the procedure. And you can kind of tell, now it's all been washed, but you can kind of tell there was some type of adhesive probably swiped around the ring to glue it onto the back. Here you can see the nuts, and on each side of that metal nut there's a tab built into that plastic so that the nut doesn't spin when you go to tighten the screws. The metal rod there you can see going up the neck, and that's what that nut on the bottom is there for. Now to snap this on, sometimes it resists the procedure. Oh, snapped right on that time. I must be getting better at it. Now I'll give you a little sound sample, and it's slightly undertuned, not because I'm worried about the head anymore, although I was worried about that breaking. I think you could replace that with a standard type replaceable tambourine head or a bongo type head, plastic one. And this might be slightly undertuned. It's pretty close though. And I'm more worried about the strings breaking than I am about the head breaking at this point in time. So we'll give you a little sound sample here, all right? there you can get a sound sample. Sounds like a wash bucket. Sounds like a plastic banjo, I guess. Fun for the collection. I don't think it probably went to any hootenannies. Mastro brand.